Back to school season can be exciting for kids, but it can also bring anxiety and even bullying concerns for kids and parents alike. We're joined on this Mindful Monday by Kalika Valentine, a licensed professional counselor at Winona Health, to help families navigate these challenges. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, a definitely important discussion. So let's start with, maybe some common signs that a child is experiencing this back to school anxiety.
Yeah, so there can be physical or behavioral signs.
Okay.
And so some of the physical signs are going to be things like headaches, stomach aches, more frequent trips to the bathroom is a really common sign. Behaviorally, increased irritability is a big sign that kids are experiencing anxiety. For younger kids, it might be regression to a behavior that they've outgrown. So something like sucking their thumb or increased clinginess could be a sign. But really anything out of the ordinary for your child would be cause to at least have a conversation with them to see if something's going on.
Okay, some good things to watch out for
I
there.
have a niece that actually kind of did that. She had Lyme disease and she suffered some of those things too. It's kind of strange. Hey, what are some of the things that parents can do to subside the anxiety for going to school?
Yeah, so first validate their feelings. Don't try to say like, you've done this before, because it can be scary to be home all summer and then go back to school, especially if they're starting a new grade, it's a new teacher. On that note though, taking advantage of like the back to school activities, making sure that they know who their teacher is, where their classroom is, how to get through the lunch line, things like that. Taking away some of those kind of like, what if this happens? And then establishing a routine, so a bedtime routine, morning routine can be really helpful. Connecting with the school staff, school counselor if you need to. And then one of the biggest things, I know it's hard for parents, but drop them off. Give them a hug, say goodbye, and leave them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like a daycare drop off, right? You have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and they will be okay.
They
right?
will. Yes.
They will be okay. And if they're not,
Getting
there's
anxiety
other
now.
resources.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
What should parents look for as potential signs of bullying?
So, before we get into that, I think it's really important to identify what is bullying.
Yeah.
I think the word gets thrown around quite a bit, but to really be a bullying situation, 3 different criteria have to be met. And so the first one is that it needs to be repetitive. So more than one instance over a period of time. Second is that there needs to be some kind of harm being done, whether it's physical, emotional, social. And then the third is that there needs to be like a real or perceived power imbalance. And so the bully needs to be physically bigger than the victim, or maybe more popular than the victim. And so if it's a true bullying situation, that's kind of the end game. Like, I feel like we should be aware by that point. And so some of the things that we want to look for are things that are going to happen before we get to the actual bullying. And so things like not wanting to participate in school activities that they were interested in before, or noticeably being upset or nervous after a phone call or being on their phone. A decline in school performance can be a big indicator as well.
Okay, some good things to watch for.
So what do the parents need to do to subside this type of bullying that's happening?
Yeah, so
Any type of bullying.
yeah, so again, we really want to address it before it gets to bullying. And so things that you can do are just really talk to your kids about empathy and about how it feels, to be in the shoes of the person who's being made fun of. Also, kids who intentionally harm others typically have something going on. We don't want to ever harm others for no reason. And so kind of getting to the root of the issue, getting a psychological evaluation, which sounds like a big thing, but really it's to kind of address things like maybe ADHD or an underlying issue that might be going on.
Okay, and now how do we know when that professional intervention is needed? When should we reach out?
So I'm biased. I think that professional intervention is never a bad idea. But as a parent, if you ever feel like you just don't know what to do, or if you're feeling overwhelmed, reaching out and getting professional help is, I think, always a good idea.
Okay, that's good to know. And then you did mention the school counselors, which is a good resource to have as well. And we know that you guys are there at Winona Health. So thank you very much, Kalika, for being here this morning with us. A very important topic for sure.
Thank you.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.